See, it just went mute again.
Yo.
It's angry at you.
Man, it just goes, I don't know, man, it just goes, hits mute and then stops me. So,
I don't know what's going on.
the middle. All right. Coming at you from the back shack, baby, back shack. Just a little old place where we can chit chat.
That was better than your practice.
Yeah, baby, back shack. Baby, back shack. Yeah, I like it. Man, we're in the back shack. That's where I'm. You are where you are, and where you mentally prepare, think, and we are our thoughts and what we create. So
I think this
forget about
really
it.
amounts to that we missed the back shack.
I'm in the back shack. The little back shack. Just an old little place where we can chit chat. Man, I can come up with a little song. We can play it for the intro.
I've been wanting you to get your ukulele out or your guitar and strum on it.
Strum on a little something.
Yeah, I've asked so many people to do that.
Yeah.
I have a friend that plays guitar pretty good, and I said, "Hey, man, will you come over and I won't get your face or anything. I just you playing the guitar, like it'll be our intro." Oh yeah, I got you. I've asked Braden, will you play the ukulele for me?
There's so many people
10 seconds, all I need, 10 seconds.
I can say here, well, not so many people, I can probably count them on my hand, but had, wanted to get involved in this, and everything's all good and go, but, it's just us, Ryan. It's just Ryan and Ryan, man, sitting in here, living the struggle, man. We're persevering through the hard times, man. But I'm saying and trying to contribute to the show and try to help things out, move things along, and it's just like, man, I mean, as it should be, just Ryan and Ryan, man, the two greats.
Little kings.
Yeah.
Little kings.
This kind of reminds me of a story, man. I had met this fella, man. What was that? Not yesterday, the day before, right? So I'm at the Y hitting the weights and whatnot. And this guy there, dude, this dude is stacked.
Swole.
Straight swolger. He's a swolger for sure, man. He was stacked, dude. And, tell he lifts some heavy weights for sure. And, so I go to the locker room. I was going to go hit a swim, but I was like, man, I don't know if the knee's quite ready for a swim. Just a couple days ago. And I was like, maybe I should, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go sit in the sauna and just sit in there until I feel like I'm going to pass out or puke.
Right.
So, I go in there and set in the. Sorry, I'm getting a call, man. Let me dismiss the old Deep Chakra, man. My bad. Love you, Deep Chakra, for sure. But anyways, so I go sit in the sauna, and then this guy comes in there, and then come to find out while I'm sitting here talking to him, almost gave a punchline, man. Now I'm sitting there talking to this guy, and he's got, dude, an amazing story. And dude's a beast, though, anyways. Man, dude, he's sitting in the sauna, man, knocking out push-ups, hitting, like, crunches. I mean, just working out in the sauna. I'm like, dude, you're a straight beast, man. And so I introduced myself, and I was like, well, I'm Ryan. He's like, man, I'm Ryan, too. And I was like, of course you are, dude. You're a straight badass, man. Of course your name's Ryan. Why would it not be? So he starts laughing. And, I mean, dude had a great story, man. And in fact, dude, come to find out, the dude, had a real tough past, and he was just like, first and foremost, man, he was like, man, I owe everything that I have and I am today to Jesus Christ. That's how he said.
I love that's what he led with.
So, dude, then he went into his testimony a little bit and kind of talked about him, because we were in there for, I don't know, a little over 20 minutes probably, and man, he had that thing hot too. But anyways, we wrote it out, and his story, dude, he said before Jesus stepped in and basically, saved him, he was down to 150 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah. And I mean, this dude was like, I bet he's close to 200
was he
and
putting
straight
things
stacked.
in his body he wasn't supposed to? Or?
Well, yeah, he was. I mean,
so
he had
he's using substance
use. Substance abuse, addictive behavior, and but he was. I mean, coming
it
out
sounds
of it.
weird, but there are guys that have eating disorders.
Yeah.
That
he was
psychologically.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that. Yeah, it's few and far between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've read up a little bit on it just because I don't know that I'll encounter that when I start on Monday. Hey, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I have to say, I know quite a few Ryans, right?
Yeah.
And I've had two that were my bosses, and all in all, like everyone I've met, we're very similar, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we're our own little kings, man. You know what I mean?
So many ways.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, the two bosses that I had that were named Ryan, man, dude, we butted heads so much,
No
right?
kidding. I was
but
just
it's because
thinking,
they were
yeah.
just like me, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we were a lot alike, and it was very interesting. So both of them really where it went wrong was instead of them just being my boss, I started hanging out a lot, having dinners with them and drinking beers, and you know what I mean? So then partially on my end is like, well, I expect that treatment at work now instead of you yelling at me. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the simple fact of both of them, I would have just beat the brakes off of them, you know? And at that point in my life, that was something I did do a lot. Like the one guy, he had made me sign a paper that I would never come on his property. And
Crossing boundaries, Ryan. Crossing boundaries.
all as I did is take a semi and park it in his yard.
Oh, yeah.
Like not even in his good grass. I parked it where I always parked it. Then I don't know. He called me when he had some whiskey. He called me and left me a pretty good voicemail.
You had that
About
built up rage in there,
about
man.
7 minutes long, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the next morning, hear the dog bark.
Oh, yeah, man. Thought he was coming down on us.
Yeah.
But you know, as I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know that I've ever met a Ryan that I didn't like. I'm sitting here thinking,
There's not one.
I don't know that I've met one that I don't like,
Yeah.
that I haven't liked. And I'm just come to think of it, we should have like a Ryan party
I absolutely want to.
and then be like, and have a big old sign out front that says no Brian's allowed.
We should, dude. Have you seen that video? That cracks
Our
me up.
arch enemy, man. It's our arch enemy.
Do you know how many
Brian's.
times I introduce myself and right away back they say Brian?
Brian, I'm like, no, yeah, anymore now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm Ryan with an R.
Yeah.
Before they can even say it, Ryan with an
Yeah.
R.
I'm Ryan with no B.
Yeah, that's how I should start
Nothing
saying
against
it.
any Brians that are watching.
Yeah, I'm
not as cool as a
Ryan. Yeah, definitely not as cool because we're cooler than the other side of a pillow, my man. Cooler than the other side of a pillow. In fact, we're so cold and cool. We're cooler than that tin toilet sitting on the shady side of a glacier. That's how cool we are, man.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Man, I've been just trying to maintain, man. I had that injury. I was on crutches for a couple weeks, man. Jacked up that knee, the right knee, and which is so weird to me. I'm still trying to figure that one out, but I don't know. Just used and abused, man, is what that knee was, and I got to strengthen that sucker. So I've kind of tapered back, been focused on some other things, and been focused on some weight loss, trying to, because I was like, well, because for every, like, I can't remember the ratio is, but for so much, every pound you have is like carrying 5 to 10 pounds or something on the knees. So I was like, well, I can drop some weight. And I'm not really real active at the moment, so it's all consisted of pretty much diet. And actually just got back in the gym and, doing just, body type weights, pull-ups.
Yeah.
I'll get the pull-up bar, and then I'll just sit there and rock out pull-ups for like 30 minutes and then go do some some physical therapy type leg stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, and then today I did a swim.
I think the pool's good, like because it has a little bit of resistance, because of the water, but it's almost like it kind of. I mean, the resistance is good, but what's happening, dude?
I don't know. What happened, man? I
It's
missed
windy.
it. Oh, yeah. You hear the wind out there?
I do.
Dude, it's howling, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it's supportive, right? So you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of the lights flickering, so last night, Trish and I are debating, like, we have a fireplace, and upstairs we have like a infrared heater, which is like a fake fireplace, right?
Right.
And so we're debating, like, everything else is electric except for natural gas for the furnace. And so we're debating, like, do we even want to turn natural gas on? Like, we could use the fireplace down here, spend most of our time down here, have the infrared heater, and then one heater in our bedroom. And so last night she was getting ready to take a bath, so she moved the one heater into the bathroom and plugged it in the GFI. And at the same time, like, well, I learned a valuable lesson. People that aren't electricians shouldn't wire houses. So I go out to the box, which is outside, because she blew a breaker, and like half the house went down.
Holy smokes, man.
So on these breakers is basement, west, east.
Oh,
That's it.
nice. Perfect.
Yeah. So it's like a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Where does west an E start and end, right? so it kind of cracked me up because I was just like, oh man, right there is almost enough. Like I'm not against paying the gas, it's whatever, turning it on. When she went to go turn it on before, she said, I called the gas company. She said, I need to start turning the gas on. And they said, well, there's no gas turned on. And she goes, well, there has to be. We have hot water. She didn't realize it was electric hot water tank.
Yeah, electric. Yeah.
And so she said, well, never mind then. It's summertime. I don't need to have electric stove. We don't need it right now. So why pay the bill?
Yeah.
And so then as it drawn in, starts to get cool. It'll be interesting though to see how, because I don't mind it cold.
I don't either, man. I was just thinking that, dude. I like that brisk air, especially like it's a little tough to get out of those covers in the morning.
Absolutely, that part. And we have hardwood floors that are cold. So
but once you get out, you just kind of embrace that coldness, and you're just like,
it wakes you up.
Yeah, you just let it consume you for a moment, and it's like, man, you can feel everything just kind of lightening up, man.
It was 62 degrees when
kind of reminds me of a cold plunge to a point, but not near as bad.
It's not near the same.
Yeah, not near as bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which, I kind of do. I miss the cold plunges, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever overcame in my life was doing that.
Yeah, every day for a while, dude. Whew, that was tough, man. It got harder as we went.
It really kind of did seem to. We did really good for 35 days, pretty much every day for that first 35 days, and then it was about once a week, and then we finally did one. I think the last one we did was like almost November last year, and that was only because Ashley wanted to do one.
Yeah.
And that was brutal because it was cold outside, standing there waiting.
Yeah, hats off to those people that go out there in that cold and then still jump in and then get out, man. Whew.
Yeah, I have, 50 videos of people explaining it and different things. And Joe Rogan makes the best point. He said, and he's a bad SOB, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he said the hardest thing, and he's been doing them forever, is to get in that thing every morning.
Oh, man.
And
I wonder if he still gets in there every morning.
I have to think he does because he's so disciplined.
Yeah, and once you stop, it's hard to get back in.
The health benefits from it are unreal. Yeah. I had a buddy that was hit me up, and I told him, I said, I know you're traveling. Ice is free at hotels, dude. Get you a 5-gallon bucket, fill that thing up once, throw it in the bathtub, and get in there. I said, and you, 3 minutes, go to Walmart, buy you a daggum pool thermometer that goes down to 0 so you can see how cold it is. But get around 40 degrees for 3 minutes, dude. It'll change your life.
Yeah.
And
even like 45, really.
Anything below 50 really is beneficial. I don't know that I necessarily buy into the colder you go, the better it is, or the more you get out of it. Because at a certain I don't know though, because there was a huge difference between 40 and 36.
Dude, it was huge. Like as soon as you would think it would be close, but I remember looking at those as it dropped.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, it'd almost make you kind of ill to the stomach because you had to get in there, and you're just like, oh, you just got to overcome it and just jump in.
Well,
but
the whole thing too.
What was our coldest we ever went? Was it
36?
36? Yeah, dude, that was so cold, man.
I was watching through some of the videos the other day because I was going to try to post them, but I might yet still do it, but I don't know. I need to edit through it.
Yeah,
because of our commentaries crap.
Get flagged again.
That's so funny to me.
We got docked for
got a nudity strike.
Yeah, for me. Out there just feeling good. Out there, just my free spirit. You know what I mean? They tagged us with a nudity hit.
I think it goes. I think the strike's for a year. So it's already been past a year. But I will say though, our video that they gave us a warning on that they yanked, that we re-edited and put back up, still going. So
oh yeah, I did see that. Did you even change any of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did watch. Yeah, we did come in. Yeah, that's right.
I cut 8 minutes out.
Yeah, that's right. Let's not talk about that before they get hit again.
Well, we can talk about that part.
Yeah.
We just can't talk about what we talked about.
Yeah, true. That was
get hit again.
That was a good show too, man.
I have been watching a lot of different people that talk in code. So there's certain things like you can't say certain words.
Names, words,
and so they use a slang to beat the AI, right? Yep. Now, in the long run, eventually they do get hung up, but I don't know. It's weird why I can't understand some of these people. So one of my favorite channels that I talk about, this old dude named Donnie, he's the one that has a picture of the bookcase. He's a theological guy. They yanked his channel again.
Again?
This is 4th channel, right?
Jeez.
4th time they yanked his channel. And maybe he quit. I don't know. Maybe he quit on his own. But one of the last couple of videos that he put up, he was talking. He's like, he got a copyright strike. And see, what he does is he picks apart sermons, good and bad.
Yeah.
And so the bad ones usually they gave him a copyright strike, and he tried fighting it. Now, some of these bigger ones, they'll have attorneys that fight it for him. Donnie doesn't,
Oh, yeah.
And so
we're making it tough out there.
Yeah. So to reestablish, then he has to create a new. He has to basically create everything from
new
scratch.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, new channel, new email, all those things.
Everything. Yeah.
And I hope he comes back because I loved his stuff.
Yeah.
The first channel I watched on, he had about 100,000 followers, and they yanked him.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter though if you have 80 or 80,000. You just have to play along to get along. Really.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. What else is going on in the world that you've been paying attention to?
Oh man, the world's crazy, man. Like everywhere you go, it's Civil War, World War III. Well, not everywhere you go because I stay out of that, but I hear about it a lot, man. Like elections coming up, man. End of times, end of days. I don't know, man. I feel pretty good though, me. But there's a lot going on there, man. Well, speaking of the weekend, man, we had a washer tournament. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's washer. I don't know if y'all know what washers are, but that's a fun game. If you haven't played, you should play. We do a washer
Depends
tournament.
on how redneck you are. I suppose.
Yeah, we do one once a year. Basically, you got if you know cornhole, if you know what that game, it's basically kind
horseshoes.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. You basically have a board set up at a slant, made out of like 2x6s and plywood, and you cut a hole out of the middle just big enough for the washer to go in.
Yeah.
And then each guy gets 3 washers, and you alternate throws, and first one to 21 wins.
Yeah.
And you got to win by 2. And if you knock it in the hole, you get 3 points. If it's leaning on the hole, you get 2 points. And if it's on the board and it's got to be fully on the board, you get 1 point.
Yeah.
And you can't bounce it off the ground on the board. You got to hit board clean. And
right.
And man,
I've seen some really fancy washer boards.
Yeah, oh yeah, they get ours is pretty basic, man. Plywood with little about 3 circles drawn so we can measure distance and then we get down, man.
That's fun. I always love. I feel like it's something that someone drinking too much beer came up with in a shop because they couldn't go outside and play horseshoes.
Yeah, it's fun though, man. Like we have a blast with it, and I mean, I was a defending champion. I was champion last year, and we even have a little trophy that goes home, with the winner, and whoever wins it,
run for your money.
I mean, but yeah, then and then you go back next year, and we play for the trophy every year.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's quite a group that comes out for it, and I was defending champ. I won it last year. Came out, and I held it down too, man. I kept undefeated. We do a winner's bracket and to double elimination. So I held my spot and I went all the way to the end. And my nephew coming in strong, dude. I had beat him on the front side and barely beat him on the front side. And then he came back, and then you have to beat me twice because I haven't been beat yet, man. He beat me 2 times in a row. But that dude was on a roll though, and that's what he said when I stepped up on the boards. He's like, Ryan, all I know is you better watch out because I've been hot for like 30 games.
Yeah. Once you dial it in,
and I've just been sitting back because I'd beat everyone had played, and so I'm waiting on the backside. So I just got to chill out and hang out and watch everybody. So I kind of lost my streak there, but I mean, I had some. I gave him a run, man. He had to work for it, but he ultimately he got me, man. I had a few spots where I choked, and I mean, what W's a W, good for him, man. He took the trophy, and I'll see him again next year, man. I'll be gunning for it, man.
Back.
Yeah, for sure, I will.
Good times.
Need that back up on my mantle, back in my trophy case. It's kind of a big deal, man. It's kind of a big deal, but you want to talk about, if we want to talk about the worldly stuff, man, it's just getting wild out there, as it typically does. You know what I mean? They love that chaos. They love to bring about chaos, and I just try
people
to
act like it's brand new or something.
Yeah, I just try to keep I bring organization to chaos, man. Is what I try to do. So it's kind of where I'm at with it, man.
I like chaos.
Yeah, I like chaos, man.
I don't necessarily like being in it, but I certainly enjoy the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I say I do pretty good in the chaos, but
it infiltrates everything.
Yeah.
It infiltrates the church. It infiltrates politics. It infiltrates schools and just every little thing. I mean, the country is definitely divided. right
Yeah.
now. And it'll get worse over the next 20 days, maybe 30, and then it'll be back to the normal chaos.
Yeah, because we got elections, what, in, what did you say, 14?
17 days.
17 days.
If today's the 14th.
Yeah. No, today's not the 14th.
Today's the 17th.
17th, yeah.
So 14 days left in October, and November 3rd, I believe.
Boom, there we go, man.
Some
There we
people
go.
are early voting, though, so
Oh, yeah. You early voting?
I don't vote. I just don't.
Didn't you wreck me the other day when I said I don't vote and you got all mad at me?
No, I didn't think I did.
I think you did.
I'll have to go back
We
and
need to
watch.
play that back because I was saying I don't vote either. And
So-
I thought you were like, I can't believe you don't vote, sir.
I don't think
How
I said
dare
that.
you? I think you were like, how dare you, Ryan?
I think the
Right.
conversation was more about local elections where I would
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
yeah,
so.
anything outside of the state, don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that my vote does or doesn't matter, but I would say I lean conservative-ish. You know what I mean? But if I register to vote, I would not register as a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah, and I'm registered, I guess. And we talked about that. I am registered. I'm registered as a undecided.
Yeah, see,
I just go with God. And that's why, you think
well, that's
about
what should influence you.
Yeah, and you think about the political parties, and I was thinking about this earlier. Like, if you are so wrapped up into your party that you totally don't even care who the person is, and all you want is your party there, I would say you're probably the problem.
Oh yeah,
I would say you probably ought to take a good look. If you're not looking at the actual people that you're voting for, you know what I mean, you're probably the problem. Because I always look at it too, like if Trump was running as a Democrat, they would be loving this guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what cracks
Trump
me up.
used to be.
Or vice versa. If Kamala was running as a Republican, they'd probably be all like, "Oh,
A lot of
Kamala
them would.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you people are the problem,
Yeah.
and that's the way I look at it. Like if you're not looking at it on an individual basis to a point, and like actually looking at what they have and what they're going to do and what they're doing, you know what I mean? And you're just going to say, "Oh, they're for my party. That's who I'm voting for."
Right.
I'm like, you could put it that at that point, we should get a cat like they did in Alaska that one time, and
Oh,
vote.
yeah.
My cat still might be governor.
Yeah.
and just put a cat in there running as Democrat.
Yeah.
and just see what happens, dude. I bet.
A Democrat.
Yeah. A Democrat. Yeah, they should put a Democrat or a Republican. Or how would you say a cat for the Republican side? I don't
It
know.
would be a dog for
Or
Republicans.
yeah,
You know,
Reb Dog.
I think that there
Yeah,
is.
we'll put a Reb Dog in. I'd vote Reb Dog just because it sounds a little cooler.
Doesn't it? I don't know. Democrat's pretty good, only because I came up with
Yeah, I
that.
do like Democrat or Democrat. Yeah, Democrat. Sorry, man, Democrat. Messing it up. Yeah, I do like
You would
Democrat.
get more out of the dog or cat than you would actual real politician.
Yeah, or about the same, maybe.
And they would be easier to influence because they're food motivated instead
Hey.
of financially.
Yeah, and plus they probably wouldn't. I bet. Dude, what would be funny is if a cat or dog runs and then they come out millionaires.
That's the given in politics.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
hilarious.
the only reason I'd ever want to run.
Oh,
Poor man. But yeah, son come out rich at the end and with a terrible life.
he said, "Come out rich, terrible life,
Terrible life.
lost soul, maybe even."
I think
Who
so.
knows?
I think that's the way it goes. I think that's where it does set Trump apart a little bit is, for him, I don't think being president, I think a little bit it is ego driven, don't get me wrong. But
We got to have a little bit of that to
That's
be in
not-
that
you'd have
realm,
to.
probably.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
but I really truly believe that he does love America
Yeah.
and he thinks that the machine is broken and he wants to fix
And
it.
he wants to fix it, dude. He's been saying that same thing. I watched an Oprah Winfrey
Since like the 80s,
clip
bro.
from back in the
He
80s.
was a Democrat
dude.
then.
Yeah, and he was saying the same thing that he is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In fact, he was saying the same stuff that he says now, and they were eating
But
it
that
up,
shows-
man. They
that
were
shows-
loving him, but he was a Democrat, so
That
they were
shows the
loving him.
decline in the Democrat Party.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Because look at them; they're just bouncing out of
But at
there.
the same note, it shows the decline in the Republican Party too, right?
Yeah.
Because then they lean towards that. They've left. He's left the Republican Party with no choice but to like him
Yeah.
because he does have enough people.
They didn't like Trump at first. Remember the Republican Party? They
The
did
Republican
not like
machine can't stand him.
him. No, they can't stand that guy, but they have
have
to.
zero choice.
Yeah, I love
but
that.
to like him because say he ran independent, he would garner such a vote. Like I like Kennedy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I do. I'm a Kennedy fan too.
Yeah,
he's good.
No way he's going to garner the vote as an independent. It really, honestly, the independents run to try to sway a vote to the party they like more.
Yeah.
So an independent will run to try to sway votes to the Democrat or Republican Party, whichever they like more.
Yeah, and I like Trump even more now because of Kennedy's coming into his cabinet.
Well, yeah, and some of the
yeah,
more middle line Democrats that left. Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah.
The chaos though is what I eat.
Oh yeah, it cracks me up, man.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, dude, I do find some entertainment in it too, man. Just like listening, like Kamala was on that Fox thing the other day, and I tuned into that for a little bit.
Watch part of that.
Some of that. I couldn't even get through it. It was so kind of boring. Yeah. But she just bounces around. She never answers nothing, and that reporter was trying to hold her to it, and it was hilarious. I'm all like, wow. All I could think of is like if you're in a hot situation, you know, and you're setting apart, you know, you're a power player, obviously, because you're the president of America. So say you're sitting at a table with some, you know, other hard hitting dude from another country, and they're drilling down, and you know what I mean? All I can picture is like, I'm from a middle class family. Yeah. I love my lawns. We loved our lawns.
I love the memes that come from that. It's almost like watching. It's almost like watching a toddler answer a question.
So funny, right? Man.
They answer everything but the question.
Dude,
how was school today?
Yeah,
you know, and it's like nothing comes out of their mouth that has anything remotely close to a school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It'll be everything else but that. And so it does. And it gets to the point where on both ends, though, it's annoying. I watched a podcast, Patrick Bet David, for about an hour and 20 minutes today. And it was an older podcast, but Trump was on there.
Yeah.
And what I do enjoy is that even when people are picking on him, he can find some comedy in it.
Yeah, I love that too. Right? For sure, man. You got to find laughs.
Comedic relief is so amazing. But yeah, it will be. It'll be a lot of fun the next few weeks. Like I was saying earlier, I almost want to have a watch party. 4 years ago, we kind of did, honestly. Trish and I did. Had a few people over. The boys were there. And it's always fun to get their take because they're half our age. And trying to figure out what that noise is.
It sounded like a motorcycle outside.
Or the wind.
Yeah, maybe.
The bunker's about ready to... Who knows? It's interesting to see their take because both my boys they are big on it. I would say for 20-year-olds-ish, one's 23 and one's 18, almost 19. Definitely, you start talking to them like they are definitely Christian nationalists.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't bark on them too much about it. I'm hoping that they'll figure it out on their own because I used to be the same way.
Yeah, let them run their course, man, a little bit. Well, I guess your dad, so you gotta guide them to a point.
If they ask, I'm not overbearing on it. I like it when they ask. It does make me feel good. Like Jeffrey called me the other day, and he's like, "I'm in a dilemma." You know, and I'm like thinking, oh God, like something terrible bad's happening here.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm thinking about leaving my job to go to this other job. And I was like, okay, well, did you do a pros and cons list? And he gave me his pros and cons list. And I said, so really, why are you asking me? Like, are you just want me to confirm what you've already decided?
Yeah, that's probably what he's looking for.
He's like, yeah, I guess, you know? And so at the end of the day, he stayed at the job he's at. And you know, which was his better decision.
Yeah, good.
And
good for him, man.
What weighed on him was he was going to go where his brother works.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah.
That's what happened before. See, he went where his brother works, and his brother left to go make more money, which he had to.
Yeah,
he really did. And I'm talking like for Jason when he left, it was a $5 difference in pay.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey wouldn't be quite as much because, well, one, he's just younger. He doesn't know as much yet. And so, but it's still a $4 difference, you know?
Oh, man.
Or no, it was $3 difference to pay. So he went in and told the company he's working for, you know, hey, I'm really thinking about taking this other job. And so they basically sat him down, and it's a dad and son that owns this company. Right. So they sit Jeffrey down in the conference room, they talk to him, and they say, listen, here's the deal. We want you to make a decision because if you're going to go, we need to hire your replacement now.
Yeah.
Right. And even if you're going to stay a month, we need to get the ball rolling to replace you. And so then they said, if you are willing to stick it out at the end of the year, when we do raises, like we're going to take care of you.
Oh, well, that's cool. So
You know
you got
what I
something
mean?
coming.
And
Yeah.
so, but like I told him, I was like, you've got to show up for work, dude.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
the curse. Like I'm a terrible example because I just do whatever I want.
Yeah, you got to show up, man. Got to
He
show
does
up.
just like me. Like he'll work a bunch of
I
overtime.
mean, you beat
and then miss
50%
2 or
of people
3
if you just show up every day.
days. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. If you show up more often than not, you still beat a lot of
Yeah,
them.
and then if you put in effort, that knocks out about probably another 40%. And then the last 10% is that dog fight.
So he's one of the newest hires
Yeah.
that. I mean, they just got a couple new guys, but he just does so well there, and he's young, so he just soaks information. And since he doesn't know anything, he's highly trainable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't come in there like he already knows.
Right.
He'd never built a cabinet in his life until he went to work there. And I'm not saying it's his dream job.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now, he really wants to pursue. When he was little, he wanted to be a bull rider.
Man, my boy tried that for a while.
Yeah,
Man,
it's tough.
I'm so glad when he stopped doing it, just because it's just like, man, because you just keep waiting for that moment. You know what I mean?
Well, that's anything though.
Where it just comes down to. But you're pretty close to a big ass animal, man. Them things are huge, and you're riding
to
it.
Jeffrey, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like, I mean, you are that close to.
Well, somehow or
That
another, when
close.
we went to Texas a few weeks ago,
Because you got to beat them
reignited
every
that.
time, man. They got to just get you once.
Yeah. Well, I told him. I said it'll be the longest from start to finish of you just even entertaining the idea. If you start doing it, it'll be the longest term of your life because
Yeah.
you're gonna have to work full time to support your family. You're not gonna just break out and make money rodeoing, dude.
Right.
And so, but even then, his boss said, "I know you want to do this, so we're willing to work with you." Because the other job, he'd have Fridays off.
Yeah.
So then he could get all his stuff together, leave Friday, go rodeo, come home Sunday, go back to work on Monday.
Right.
Well, they're like, we'll let you work 4/10s and have Fridays off if you stay with us so you can go rodeo.
Right.
And I'm all for it, dude. I loved it when I was a kid, you know what I mean? But even that atmosphere is so different.
Oh, for sure, man. Whole other world, man.
It is, yeah.
Another
So,
level. Well,
but it'll be interesting if he does pursue that.
yeah.
I think he will. You know what I mean? He's already got some things in the works and making phone calls and getting stuff dialed in, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he understands the money involved to just do it.
Yeah. He'll figure. He'll sort it out, man.
Well, he either will or he won't.
Yeah.
He might get on the first bowl and be over it.
Man, let me know when he's going to do that because we should watch it. And then we should videotape it and put a short on.
Well, all winter he's planning on training.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Well, I'm going to
already-
show up for that first
He's
one.
already got all his stuff to build some bucking barrels, and
Yeah.
he's already
That's tough to do, man.
he's already getting to the point of reaching
'Cause-
out to people.
Yeah, because you start there, then you slowly work your way up on, the smaller bulls, work your way up,
Oh yeah, it'll be fun
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'm excited, dude, because when I was younger and running around with rodeo people, I was a terrible bull rider.
I think they put him on steers. Is that right? They start him on
Yeah,
steers,
he'll start
maybe.
on bulls
Yeah.
just because of his age.
Yeah, that's
simply.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of missing out on that.
Most of them will be semi-retired that are, they still
Yeah.
buck and run, but they're not, in their prime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man,
Man, that's a big animal, dude.
Dude.
Man, those things are huge, man.
And you would just pay on a Friday night, and you could ride as many bulls as you
Yeah.
wanted. I think it was down by Derby,
I think they still have a spot they do that. I think it's in Oklahoma, maybe Oklahoma
do.
City.
Edmond,
Yeah, that's
It's-
right. Yeah, maybe
it's
that's it. Yeah.
the Lazy E.
Yeah, there you go.
So they used
That's
to do
it.
it in Abbeville. So they had
Yeah.
Rumford Rodeo Company when I was a kid, and they had rodeo school there. That's where I went and learned very quickly that I didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, there's no way,
Well, I
man.
just wasn't built for it.
Yeah.
I was always a big kid. Jeffrey legit is built for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
It'd
look
probably
at,
take quite a bit to get him off there.
there again, so many factors in it.
Oh, yeah. See what
he's kind of
happens.
clumsy like I am. He's got to have good balance and all those things.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
Things to work on, man.
you gotta admire people's passion. I mean, beyond that. So
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure, man.
it-
It's a skill set.
and watching people age through it. So like what your youngest kid's 15.
Yeah, 15.
So watching him go through the motions of things and learning on his own,
Oh, yeah.
the things available to him at school right now.
Right.
As far as sports and academics and shop classes. And I love that part. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I love watching them try stuff, try new
Exactly.
things, and see if it works for them. And
Because at a certain
Yeah.
point, it's not that you can't, it's just really it amounts to, once you have a family and those things, it just makes it a lot more difficult
Yeah.
to pursue things that you might
for
take
sure.
interest in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
without
always
doubt.
something. It's just the same as trying to get down here and get on a microphone.
Oh man, right?
It's like always something.
Always something
It's been
going
10
on.
days probably
Yeah.
since we've been here.
Yeah, for real
You know,
though.
and hurt your knee, which did suck. You're trying to rehab from that, helping your kids, football games. I've noticed that once school starts, if your kids are in sports, you're just busy.
Oh yeah, man. Sports eat up some time, man.
And my
Of
kids,
course, my kid's driving now too, so that
That helps
frees me
you
up.
a ton,
Oh, that's
but
huge, man.
you have games for sure one
Oh
night
yeah,
a week.
Monday,
if not
Friday.
twice.
Yeah, Mondays for sure because that's JV and he's on JV now,
Yeah.
sophomore.
Yeah.
but then he'll suit up for Friday games, and sometimes we just go out there to support
And
it.
you should
know what I mean?
support
for
the
sure.
school, right?
Yeah, because they'll have a tailgate party on Friday, so I'll
Yeah.
definitely be at that
Oh
one.
yeah, no, and it's always fun. I always
Yeah.
enjoyed, and
In
that's
case
what
he
I
does
like.
suit up, so you never know. He might get a shot. He might get a shot out there on varsity. You never
It
know.
matters that you show up, even if he's just suiting up, because it just shows that you're as dedicated as he
Yeah.
is.
Oh, dude, awesome dad moment too, man. During the JV game, since we're talking about that, this is a highlight too, man. Like, so dude, Casey out there, he runs. At that touchdown, touchdown pass, boom. Or close to the touchdown, pass the ball. The other team, they were playing. Pass the ball. Dude goes to catch it. KC plays safety, corner.
Nice.
Dude comes in, boom, intercepts the ball, dude.
I love that.
Boom, takes off down the line. He's just not really fast. So I bet he made it to around the 40 or so before he got taken down.
Right.
And he's just like, yes, man, because his first interception, it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people take note of that too.
Oh yeah, that was so fun, man.
And you can tell
The whole
he's-
place erupted, dude.
Yeah,
It
he's
was great,
dedicated.
man. It was great.
whatever he's doing, he's always
Yeah.
just seems dedicated.
Yeah, it was so great, man.
No, it's such a blessing to be able to see that through, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We got to get back on here sometime this weekend.
Oh yeah, we got to shoot another one because we didn't even get to where we wanted to talk, man. So.
Well, there's just a lot to do.
Oh, for sure. We'll dive into it, man.
Yeah.
And man, I need to, because I'm cooking dinner tonight when I get home too. So
I got to let my dog out.
Yeah.
He's been in the house for 12 hours.
yeah, let's do it, man.
Anyways, dude, I'm just glad to get on here
Yeah,
ever.
you got to do it, man.
I love you, brother.
Love you too,
Love
man.
you guys.
One love. Shalom.